Ali McCoist is outraged at the fact that Celtic should even be given a thought of giving a guard of honour. Rio Hatate hits out at people saying they should mind their own business. But let's get back to, and then we're going to go into the comment section, but I want to get back to the Ali McCoist outrage that they should never give Celtic a guard of honour. And he basically goes back to say, you lot should have given us a guard of honour when we stopped 10 in a row. If the highlight of your career is actually stopping us doing 10 in a row for the second time in history, well, who cares? We don't need a guard of honour by them. Let's just get the players on the pitch and do the job and put them back in their place. And I see that the Celtic B team won the Glasgow Cup last night, so at every level they're owned by us. Let's just say that. It's not going to happen. We don't want a guard of honour by them. You know, Ali McCoist is raging at the fact that Celtic are 2 in a row champions, back-to-back champions. Again, see when you look back, right, when Celtic stopped Rangers doing 9 in a row in the 90s, and Celtic never really got a bit of momentum going then. They never went on a run. It was kind of tit and tap league-wise for a few years. But, you know, when they stopped the 10, they honestly thought they were going to go on a mad run and put us like years behind them, and it's never going to happen. Anyway, who cares about them? Rio Hatate has hit out also and says that people should leave him alone. The rumours merchants went absolutely crazy at the weekend. He was obviously there at Hearts, and as you see in the picture, he was there, he was on the pitch. He had the back-to-back t-shirt on, but social media speculation about the 25-year-old's future at the club suggested that he jetted down to Brighton to meet his mate. Now you've got to remember, he's one of his best mates plays at Brighton, so the times that he's been down there, he has been down to see them. And there were suggestions that he was down there on Monday night to watch the match against Everton. Hatate has already been linked with a move down there just because his mate's down there. You know, the press will jump on anything. Hatate has said, when it was asked, he said, I had personal things I had to be away from the team, but that's all, nothing else. I wasn't at the Brighton game, I watched it on the television in my house. So that's the words from Rio Hatate. He says, the main thing is that I play for Celtic, says Rio Hatate. This is where I am, this is where I am focusing on for the rest of the games. And he basically went on to say then, people need to stop worrying about my future as I am not. The great old transfer speculation goes on. Celtic, it's been suggested, will want over 20 million if they're to even consider letting Kyogo Furiashi leave this summer. And we're going to talk about the comments in a minute, but there's been interest from Germany and Italy and several English clubs for Kyogo. Celtic are never going to let him go. I don't think that he will want to go. He is 28-year-old, so there's that thing. Should you sell a 28-year-old player for 20 million? You know, he is our main striker, but he's only contracted until 2025. Should Celtic take the money? No, I don't think they will. The manager wants him in the Champions League. He wants to play in the Champions League. You know, he's been the best goal scorer since Edouard, and I think that we'll keep him. I'm talking about goal scorers and people that are at the top of the game. Looks like there's the Utrecht player Anastasios Douvikas has been linked with Celtic. Now you remember Utrecht, they actually have Barca at the moment, but they're looking for around about 10 million for this goal scorer. He is that good. But could Celtic have an ace up their sleeve, and could they use Barca as the sort of deal clincher to get the 10 million striker? Would Celtic spend 10 million on a striker? If you remember back a few months back, Ange Postecoglou spoke about the amount of money that Celtic would spend on players, and he said when you look at it in perspective, if we're going out and buying a 2 million, 3, 4, 5 million pound player and then selling them on for 20, you know, you just need to do the maths. He says if we're buying a 10 million pound player, we're then looking to sell them on for double, 20, 30 million. So could be about to be spend 10 million on a player, put in, you know, the fact that we could give away our keeper as a part of the deal, which would help reduce the cash flow, as they say. But with money coming in from the Champions League, I think it could be money well spent. Celtic are in the market for another striker, and that'll be an interesting one to watch over the summer. So let's jump over to the comments and see what you're saying on the comments. Some of the comments come from yesterday's video, last night's video, about the fact that Leila Bada said he's happy at the club. The first one goes to Sanderson 2813. He says the Celtic business model is long contracts with an early sell-on. You have to expect your players to move on after 2 or 3 seasons max. They join Celtic as a stepping stone and benefits both parties. It means that Celtic can't build a team around anyone. I think if you'll see that they probably build their team around Callum McGregor and the likes. But anyway, there you have your say. Jamesy Boy says, I know I'm going to get slated for this, but I prefer Abada and Jota on the wings. Yeah, I think Abada does give us something else. I don't know. There's obviously something going on in the background that we don't know about. Eki Boy says Barca's could be a good swap deal for the top goal scorer in the Dutch league. That's what I just said, and I think I just commented on your post as well. More comments. Paul McDuff says Leeds are on. If they think that Ange is going to leave us to join them, he's never going to go to the English Championship. Bailey says the sea of blue, Glasgow is green and white. Where is Segrist? Says Sean Shorts. Where is Segrist? Where is Segrist? And Brad is a great kid, says Sean also. So that's it for today's Celtic FC news. We'll be back later on this afternoon or this evening with an early evening update. See if anything else has been happening in the world of football in regards to Celtic. On that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.